Hello, BookTube. Well, it's day 4 of BookTube-a-Thon, the BookTube-wide mega event that's being hosted by Ariel Bissett. And she, for BookTube-a-Thon, has given uh, gentle, informal challenges day by day, and just to guide the reading, all in fun. And the challenge for today is to read a book with a main character who's very different from you. So this actually wouldn't be that hard for me to do. There are a number of books I could have picked, but I, on the spur of enthusiasm about the movie, I picked Leigh Bardugo's Wonder Woman book, Warbringer. Uh, Even though I did it with a little trepidation, because Leigh Bardugo is a YA novelist. I've read one of her books and didn't think it was very good. So I thought, and also uh, comic book novels tend to be terrible. So I thought this is a bad match, but I was committed anyway. So I did it, and I'm pleased to report. I think the book comes out next week. It comes out at the very end of August. Oh no, the very end of August. No, not next week. So a month from next week. Uh, I'm pleased to report the book is very good. It's the story of a young Wonder Woman who isn't yet the hero that we meet in the now famous movie, who encounters the basic premise is the same: a ship from the outside world going down, a rescue mission that brings her into contact with the outside world. Uh, she has been raised on Themyscira by the Amazons with a complete ignorance of the outside world, and Leigh Bardugo has some wonderful passages describing that world. I thought I would read you one of them just to give you a sense of the kind of lush description that she allows herself to do in this book. Uh, this was the heart of their home, a wide terrace of graceful columns that overlooked the gardens below and the city beyond. The palace was full of objects that hinted at the world her mother had known before the island: a golden cup, a small black Kylix painting with dancing women, a saddle made of tufted felt, pieces of a puzzle Diana had never been able to fit together into a whole story. But the Iolanthe court held no mysteries. It ran the length of the western side of the palace, open on 3 sides so that it was always flooded with sunlight and the sound of fountains burbling in the gardens below. Sweet, waxy plumeria twined around its columns, and its balustrade was marked by potted orange trees that drew the gossipy buzz of bees and hummingbirds. And Diana eventually follows the young girl that she rescues to the outside world. Uh, and it turns out the girl is carrying a mighty big curse of her own. She's part of a much bigger story that Diana becomes involved with. And Leigh Bardugo unfolds it really well. She does a really good job. This may very well be the first actually enjoyable superhero prose novel that I have ever read. That wasn't uh, that was intentionally done this way. So this is part of a uh, projected series from this publisher, the DC Icons series, in which a handful of other authors are going to write standalone novels about iconic DC characters. Batman and Catwoman being 2 of them, and my beloved Superman. We'll see how that goes. But I liked the fact that Leigh Bardugo allows Wonder Woman to be thoughtful. I think that's the key to the success of the character as it's being realized in the DC cinematic universe, and it definitely works in this book. There's a moment when she encounters she and her friends tour a ruin, and the passage is this: "My mother is older than these stones," she thought as they joined the swarm of guests. "In the mortal world, my people are the stuff of museums and myths, legends, artifacts." Hippolyta and the Amazons had vanished from the world long before this temple had been built. Diana looked at the partygoers, drinking, laughing, lifting wine glasses to their lips, lives like the wing beats of a moth, there and then gone. I like that. That captures a lot of the depth of the character that we've been seeing in that we saw for a brief few minutes in Batman versus Superman, that we saw in her own glorious movie, and that it looks like we're going to see in Justice League. So day 4 of BookTube-a-Thon 2017 was an unqualified success for me. I wholeheartedly recommend this book when it comes out a month from now. uh, if you like the movie, and I assume if you like Lee Bardugo, you won't be disappointed. So there you go. That was day 4, and we'll move on to day 5 tomorrow. Thank you, BookTube.